guys had the most likes on your March channel readings video. So you guys get to go first for April. Okay, I'll get just stuck right into it. And this is a general reading, so take what resonates for you and leave out the rest. Perhaps do check in on last month's video. Do know that these readings are not necessarily month specific, so some of what comes through may be further down the line than that. So it is always good to go and check back to anybody that you watch who does tarot readings. Go back and have a look, have a listen, have a watch, because quite often there will be more information that comes forward that resonates for you that perhaps didn't otherwise before. I am available currently for private readings. All my information is linked in the description below, so if that's something that you're after, just head down there and we'll get started for you guys. We've got some cards jumping out already. Okay, so I see for some of you guys, there's definitely some, I want to say pregnancy news coming in for some of you, but for a lot of you this goes deeper than that. I feel that there is some possibly some reconnecting with mother energy, with a female energy in your life, a mother-like role model, a mother. I do feel that for some of you there's been a bit of a disconnect with this person in the past, and coming into April, early April, I feel that there is going to be a reconciliation here of some sort for some of you. I feel that for some of you, you may have looked at this person idealistically, and they've possibly let you down in the past. So coming into April, I do see that it's almost like the dust has settled on whatever this situation is, and you're ready to move forward with this person. Yeah, you're ready to progress on the relationship. You're ready to move forward with the relationship. I do see that there is some definite personal growth going on with some of you throughout April. I feel like with Mercury retrograde that's going on at the moment in March, I feel that some of you have sort of really been hit hard by this energy. Something's come up unexpectedly in relation to a family situation, and it's sort of knocked you, not knocked you down, but you've become a little bit unhinged from how you perhaps saw this relationship or saw this person, and you want to, and you're ready to move forward. For some of you, you definitely are seeing yourself, it's like you're putting too much pressure on yourself. I feel like that your current environment, your circle of friends, it's not necessarily one that you are proud of. It's not how you see yourself, and they're not the people that you see yourself wanting to be surrounded with or seen as associating with. I feel like you're questioning the dynamic of your friendship, and it's questioning, the friendship is making you question yourself. It's almost like You see a lot of the connections within the relationships as being fake. You sort of have to put across this image of perfection for yourself when you are in this circle of friends, when you are in this environment. Some of you throughout April are going to be letting go of some grievances that took place in March. I feel like some of you have gone through a real struggle in March, and this has, and not just a self struggle so much as you having to deal with this situation. I definitely feel that for some of you, this relates to the passing of somebody that was close to you. This happened in March, and that's not to say that in April it's all going to be dealt with, and you're going to be able to move on. But I definitely do see you starting to go through the next stages of your grieving process in terms of acceptance, in terms of getting your motivations back to sort of be able to move forward, to be able to accept what has happened, but you're sort of seeing it now as a completion, as this has happened and it's done now. It's time to pick up the pieces and start to restore your own self, your own emotional handlings for the situation in the grieving process that you've been going through. I do see that for some of you, there's going to be, okay, some of you are going to be, it's like gardening, it's like you're changing your outlook on how you want to live. For some of you, it's like you're going vegan. I'm hearing vegan, but it could just be that how you in the past have connected with food, have connected with produce, and it's like you can't accept or don't want to accept that how society goes about accessing food. It's like, not overnight, but it's like you've just had a shift in how you want to participate. So I'm seeing for some of you, you're going to be really looking into like your own gardening, sustainability in your own backyard kind of thing. Others of you are going to be seeing, for some of you, in relation to what I was just talking about, I feel that when you come into whatever this is to do with food, it's something to do with food. When you start really getting into it, you're going to discover that you've got a real passion for this aspect of life, for food in a more nutritional, more sustainable way of going about obtaining food. And it's almost like this becomes a passion for you. You may even see this as a potential opportunity to expand and to maybe even come up with a way for this to be a like a money, like it brings in money for you, like a profitable venture in one way or another, however that resonates. Others are going to be finding that in April you're going to start seeing, you're going to be seeing the results of some really hard work that you've been putting in for, I want to say, for the duration of the year. Some of you have really been like head down, bum up, really trying to strive towards something, working towards bettering your financial situation, working towards bettering your career. And whatever changes you've made, I do see that you're going to start seeing results come in throughout April. Something's going to shift with whatever it is that you've been putting your energy into career-wise. Perhaps planning, something's going to go live, something's going to launch. But you're doing this in April, and it's a good time to do it too, especially with, like everyone's been talking about, the Mercury retrograde. It ends the end of March, so April is definitely a good time to get behind whatever this is that you want to get off the ground and running. Just see if there's anything else here. Some of you are going to be looking at expanding on whatever business project it is that you've got going on at the moment. You may be in an area of business, undertaking an area of business, and you're going to be doing something differently. I feel like for some of you, it's almost like you've been involved in this business. It could be a family business, whatever the situation is. And I do feel like you're going to start, integrating social media into your business. I feel like it's something that hasn't been done in the past. Perhaps who's been overseeing that aspect, marketing aspect of the business, hasn't necessarily been in tune with the online world. And I feel like for some of you, you're going to be coming in, you're going to be getting involved in this and sort of branching the business out further. And this is going to be great. This is great. A great step for whatever it is that you're working with here. Okay. We'll just have a little looky here. So we've got some of you are going to be some of you are feeling a little bit disconnected from perhaps your creative side, your creative endeavors. I feel like some of you have really been able to express yourself through your creativity, and you felt a bit disconnected from that, maybe even just this last month. I do see that that is shifting. For some of you, there is work to be done here on your why can I not talk today? I can't say sacral chakra today. There is need for some work with your sacral chakra. There's a mention here of meditation, doing what needs to be done. I feel that let me just see here. I feel for some of you there is a disconnect from your sensual side. And I feel that this is something that you're very much aware of. I feel that not that you've lost a piece of yourself or anything, but just that you haven't been feeling yourself lately. You haven't. When you're someone that's usually very sensual, very much in tune with yourself, very much confident with yourself sexually, I do think that there has been a bit of a disconnect here for you. I feel like it's something that you haven't even wanted to admit, because it feels like you've lost a bit of yourself just in the thought of not feeling this connection with yourself as being somebody who typically does. Let me just see if we've got anything else coming out about that. I do feel that it's like you know what you need to do in order to fix this. You just don't want to. And that's okay. I feel like there's guilt around this. It's like you're feeling not so great about your sexuality at the moment. Perhaps there's some sexual confusion there. Because I'm definitely feeling guilt associated with this. whatever this is, whether it's guilt that you're not accepting something to do with your sexuality, or it's guilt because you just want this time. Oh, so many cards. Hang on a second. Oh. It was literally one card. It felt like the whole deck just spat out at me and it was one card. Where was I going? But yeah, it's almost like you're taking that time for yourself to be like, it's okay, like I don't want to, it's like you don't want to feel like you always have in terms of your sexuality. You're really going within with this. I feel like for some of you there's been a situation where perhaps you reached out to somebody with some form of information to do with this, and the results were bittersweet. You didn't quite get back what you wanted. You were maybe even rejected for expressing what it was that you were feeling in terms of yourself sexually. It's like I see you there and you're lost and you're reaching out, almost even with prayer. You're really feeling like you're going to have to go within and withdraw and focus on whatever this issue is in terms of getting over it. You don't feel comfortable and confident talking about this to anybody because you're afraid of the gossip. You're afraid of how other people are going to perceive the situation, how other people are going to perceive you. I do feel that there is going to be a moment for you where things just sort of click, and there's a moment of enlightenment, and you are ready to, it's like you just like bucket and you just go with it, and you just sort of have this moment where it's like, I don't care anymore, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to feel about this situation like this. Yeah. Some of you are having issues at home in your family dynamic. I feel like for some of you this is a mum, like a parental role that's sort of stressing you out at the moment. I feel like this person is very go, go, go. Perhaps even they might even be known to be a bit of a workaholic, so they do kind of enforce that pressure on you to meet their demands as well in terms of what it is that you want to do, where it is that you're going. I feel like you're at a bit of a standstill, but I feel that this is almost reluctance and rebellion because of how, like, they're going in hard. They want you to know all the answers now, and you really don't know, but you're too afraid to admit to them that you're not quite sure where you're at with what it is that you want to be doing. I feel like you've tried a few different avenues before and you just haven't found one that clicks for you. In that sense, I would say definitely, sorry, just banging the mic there. Stand your ground. Don't feel the pressure of having to define yourself and your own self-worth through how others want you to define yourself, through how others see you. Know that whatever decision you make is yours to make. I definitely do feel like the reason that you're blocked in being able to decide what it is that you want to do, you may even know already what it is that you want to do, but you're afraid to tell this person, you're afraid to confront this person with what it is that you actually want to do, and so they're pressuring you, and your reluctance to share this with them has forged a wall in the situation. It's almost like you don't even know where to go from here. I do feel like this is something that you've been struggling with for quite a while now, but know that there is an end result. I do see an end result in this area. Whatever it is that you decide that it is that you want to do, and you're honest with this person, when you're honest and headstrong and set in it, this person is going to forgive you. There is going to be a conversation here that sort of bridges that relationship back. And know that while this person that is who is somewhat pressuring you to have an answer, they're not doing this from a negative place. They're not doing this to bring you down and knock you down. They want you to get where it is that you want to be. They want to support you in terms of getting where it is that you want to go. Okay, so in terms of I feel like some of you are going to have to perhaps sacrifice some of your, I feel like some of you have a lot of hands in the pie. Is that a thing? You've got a lot on your plate, a lot of pots on the stove, hands in the pie. We'll just make stuff up. And I do feel that the work that you're doing, the activities that you're partaking in, I do feel that it's for your greatest good. I do feel that this is part of your spiritual path, your spiritual journey. I do think that perhaps, and you probably feel this as well yourself, that you've got like a real thirst, a real passion, a real motivation with whatever this is. But you yourself know that you do need to rein it back a bit. You do need to slow it down a little bit. You've got so much going on, and I do feel that the need to slow it down is to ensure that you do maintain momentum. I do think that I do feel that for some of you, you're going to be creatively bogged down in April, unless you take that time to prioritize what it is that you've got going on. It's okay to say no to some things. If your spiritual work, if your creative work is your main motivation at the moment, is your main priority, then prioritize it. That's totally fine, but do so. Prioritize what it is that you want to do, what it is that you need to do, and not make away with the rest, but make do with the rest. Slot in the rest where you can fit it, but don't try and do everything at once. I definitely see the need for some of you to perhaps even get a calendar, a journal, whatever it is that works for you, and log what it is that you've got coming up. I don't want to see you fumbling one aspect of your life in terms of maintaining another one. I do see for some of you where before it was like you could do everything in the head, you could keep everything upstairs, but I'm starting to see that there's too much to do. You need to get it down on paper. You need to organize and choreograph your day and your projects and what it is that you're working on, so that you don't slip, because I feel that if you do slip, it's going to really push you back. It's really going to take away from what it is that you want to be doing, and maybe even hinder that creative process moving forward. I feel okay, we're talking. I feel that whatever this work is that you're doing, for some looking in, they're really intrigued. It's almost like with what it is that you're doing, you're creating this sort of aura about yourself. It may even be that through what it is that you've been working on, it has changed you. It has changed who you are and how you see yourself. It's almost like there's an aura of mysticism, an aura of mystery around you at the moment, especially within April, in terms of what it is that you're engaging with, what it is that you're working with, what creatively. For some of you, I feel that this area might even be to do with singing. If you're somebody that does sing, perhaps you've not let this known to your community, not sort of put yourself out there with your music, and perhaps that's something that you're thinking of doing in April. But whatever this is, for some of you, okay, whatever this is, for others looking in, it's sort of going to be an eye-opening situation for a lot of people who know you, who didn't realize this is an aspect of your life that you maintained. I do feel that once this endeavor, whatever this is that you're working on, once it is revealed, there's going to be somebody on the sidelines who perhaps for a while has sort of been paying attention to you, but hasn't necessarily spoken up about it. And I feel that when whatever this is comes to light, I definitely feel that it's going to be the motivation that's going to give them the courage enough to approach you. You just have this aura about you for them. You are just, what's that word? Just alluring to this person. You just give off this vibe and they want to be a part of it. So for some of you, there is new potential romantic energy coming in for you in April. Okay, what are we up to here? Alright, let's see what's going on in terms of your work situation. Okay, some of you have been, I feel that for some of you, you've really been doing the hard yards work-wise. You've really been, for some of you, this is like multiple jobs. And saving. I just see like hard work, save. There's an end result here. For some of you, this is going to result in laying foundations. For some of you, this is going to be the purchasing of a home. You've really persevered in terms of what needed to be done to be able to provide for your family. I feel like for some of you, this is relating to, it's like you're the first in the family to have brought a home. You're the first in the family to have saved this amount of money. You're the first in your family, you're first in your family to have branched out and perhaps followed your passion, perhaps persevered through the struggle, perhaps not given up when others have given up in your family, and you have developed a passion for what you do. And I do definitely see that there is stability coming from the efforts that you've been putting in here. You're going to start seeing results, your achievements. You are going to be rewarded for what it is that you've been working towards, whether this is, elaborate recognition or whether this is just physical personal recognition is the word I was looking for. Just see what else we've got here. For some of you, I feel like this is relating to your children or your child. Perhaps taking that next step, perhaps taking that leap of faith in their creative endeavors, in their future career. I see that this might be, I don't know whether it's what time of year it is that you start sending out like acceptance letters for universities or however that process works. I wouldn't know. I'm a distance education student. I did that shit backwards. But anyway, it's like that. There's that process. There's that planning for their future, for what it is that they want to do. For some of you, you're very proud of your this person. You're very proud of your kid or child or whatever it is. It's like they know what they want to do already. And I feel like for you, it mightn't have been the case. You might have had to develop and learn, and do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Whereas your child is like, this is what I want to do. And they're secure in that, and they're steadfast in that. And it's like, okay, let's make it happen. Yeah, let's make it happen. I don't know whether this is something that's already taking place. I kind of get the vibe that it might be something that's going on at the moment, but with whatever this situation is relating to, whoever it is relating to with this child who's made the decision for what it is that they want to do, I do feel that there's somebody involved in this situation that perhaps you're positive about it, you're supportive of it, you think it's a great idea, you're proud of the fact that they've made this decision so young and they're steadfast and they want to give it a try. I do feel like there's somebody in your team, somebody in your immediate, whether it's family or immediate circumstance, who isn't as supportive, who perhaps had their own interpretation or their own desires for what this child was going to do, where they were going to go, how it was going to go about, when it was going to go about. And I do feel that there might be a bit of conflict here. I don't necessarily think that this person that's having an opinion, I don't think they're even in the right position relationship-wise to give an opinion. But I just be aware of that. I do feel that whatever this situation is, I do think somebody's going to pop up and they're going to be very opinionated about how it is that you're all going forward with this and what they think it is that you should be doing. Yeah, just be mindful of that coming forward. They might even, there's a sense of like raining on your parade. You're all working towards this next step. You've all got this goal. He has this goal. You have this goal. Whatever the situation, just be mindful of somebody kind of shitting on that a little bit, and it might even knock you down a peg or two and bring you back down to earth. But don't let how they view the situation and what they think should happen hinder how you go about it. You do what's right, what you feel is right. Okay, what do we got here? So we're on the 7th house here. So we've got, okay, just let me pull another card quickly just so I can see what's happening here. Okay, I feel like for some of you, this is relating to your relationship or relationships. I feel like some of you have gone out on a whim, out on a limb, into a relationship with somebody. I feel that there has been I want to say that everything was going great, and then there's some form of third-party situation, major, minor, however, whatever it is. I almost feel like the situation with the third party is irrelevant, but you've gone back into a relationship with this person, whatever this scenario was, is done and dusted, and you thought you were over it, you thought you'd moved on from it, but it's like you just don't trust this person. Or there's almost like there's the non-trusting, but there's also like a jealous streak that's come out of you because of this situation with this person. You've gone back into the relationship because you love this person, but you are still stuck in the deception. You're not quite over it yet. It's causing you to isolate yourself from this person. This person knows exactly why it is that you're feeling the way that you're feeling, but they're not sure how to deal with it. They're not sure how to overcome it. They're not sure how to reassure you that your fears may not be valid. Or they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes, and that's their handle on the situation, rather than proving to you that your doubts are no longer valid. It's almost like they belittle you for having them in the first place, knowing that this is the situation that you guys have been through. Let me just see if there's anything else to clarify. I feel like whatever the situation is, you have the ability to see through the bullshit. You know what the right or wrong answer is. I feel like you've already made a conclusion about this, but it's just having that courage to move forward. I feel like you've got yourself trapped in this situation because you do love this person, and you think that this is what you need to be doing because you love this person. and they almost make you feel like you owe them because you took them back. Like, be grateful. I took you back, you know, when they were the one in the wrong. Okay, let's see. For others, I feel like there might even be there's a need in April to just, as a broad general sort of rule here, when dealing with like new people coming in, new energy, new work situations, to just be cautious and mindful that the process or the discussion or whatever it is that's going to be taking place is in your best interest. I feel that there's a need in terms of relationships across the board. If there's someone new or something new coming in, just be mindful, just not doubtful or uncertain, but just aware. Just go with your gut. I feel like for some of you, you've walked away from somebody. You've walked away from a situation that didn't necessarily or wasn't necessarily in your best interests emotionally. I feel that for some, this is a relationship that really took toll on yourself. I don't necessarily think that this is somebody that you walked away from recently. I do think that this was a while back, but it has taken you time to really get and build yourself back up again. But I do see new energy coming in for you guys in April. New positive energy. It's like you've needed this. It's like and I don't necessarily think that this is somebody long term. I do think that this is like, for some of you it is. But for whoever it's relating to that has done away with somebody quite a while ago, I feel like this new energy that's coming in is more so to get you back in the game, so to speak. For some of you, there is for some of you, the topic of finances, or the topic of finances is going to come up in April in terms of money within other financial institutions. I feel that for some of you, there is a need to read the fine print or have a look, a bit more of a deeper delve into insurance. There's something to do with insurance. If you're sort of doing a backward and forward between whether or not to get insurance, or you've cancelled insurance for whatever reason, just if you've got just check if something to do with insurance. If you've got insurance, make sure it's all valid, make sure everything's up to date, just double check all of that stuff there. I feel like there's a little bit up in the air in that aspect. Let's just see. For others, I feel that if you are in a business situation with a few other people, I feel that there's a situation that's going to come to a head in April that is going to require you. This might be a little bit longer than April. I'm hearing 3 months, so it could be further on. but it's relating to somebody to do with a joint partnership or a silent partnership in a business. I feel that there's going to be a situation that comes up for you within that 3-month period, and it's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to catch you off guard. But I feel that this business, I think, is to do with, like, it's like a crystal business. It's something to do with crystals or spirituality. And I think you may even have had perhaps even an intuitive message about this situation, or you're going to receive an intuitive message about this situation. Okay. I think that I feel that some of you are feeling disconnected from it's a physical restraint, something that you're dealing with within yourself. It's like, my body should be able to do this thing. Why can't I do this thing? Why can everybody else do this thing and I'm struggling to do this thing? It's really sort of tarnished some of your self-worth. It's caused you to withdraw from perhaps even one particular person who you should be maybe going to with this information, maybe going to with this situation. It's causing you a lot of guilt. Definitely withdrawing from whatever this situation is, whatever this thing is. For some of you, this is definitely health related, or it's something that you've been trying to overcome for a while, or something you've been trying to work out for a while, and you're just not getting the results that you thought you were going to get, or needing to get, or wanting to get. See what's a possible outcome for Aquarius regarding this situation. What's an outcome for Aquarius regarding this situation? Okay, I do see that there is resolution here with this situation, with whatever it is. But I think that perhaps you, because of the guilt causing you to withdraw and become so isolated from those around you, there is a need here to perhaps take some advice. And I feel that you're just sick to death. You're sick of the advice, but I feel that's going to help you with whatever this situation is, whether it's going to change the outcome of this situation, or whether it's just going to be able to help you to move forward and come out of this place of isolated guilt and grief. I feel that whatever this is relating to, you're really just beating yourself up. It's like you can't see an end result. You can't see the sun beyond the clouds. It's just your whole world is consumed by whatever this situation is, and you don't even know yourself how to rectify, how to fix it. But I do see there is called, you just need to just take that advice. Just sort of yeah, I feel that whatever this advice is, or whoever this person is that you confide in about the situation, whatever the outcome, I do feel that there is an end result here. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You will recover from this. You will recover from this situation, whether it's the situation itself directly or just an emotional recovery. And there is room moving forward. There is growth moving forward. I'm not sure what the outcome, but it does appear to be the outcome does appear to be clear, and it does, the situation is rectified one way or another. Some of you are going to be, or may even be already experiencing astral travel. I see deep meditation for a lot of you in April. For some of you, new and old practicing. For some of you, there's been a calling to perhaps pursue or look into astral travel or lucid dreaming. There's just that energy, just that vibe for some of you in April. You've been interested in it. You've been meditating on it for a while now. It's like you may even have been doing it for a while now, and I think things might even amp up for you in April. For some of you, you're going to need to be, or are going to be, working on really grounding in April, working with your base chakra, getting all of that back into alignment. Some of you have been through a recent situation that has caused you to emotionally withdraw from your career. I feel like some of you are struggling at the moment with an authoritative figure. This could be father, this could be somebody in the workplace, boss, somebody that you look up to. Definitely a male energy. And I feel that perhaps you've presented yourself, or I feel that you've presented yourself in a particular way and it's backfired. And some of you are really just going through some shit at the moment emotionally. I feel that you're going to have to really spend the time. It's like some of you are going to have to, or whoever this is relating to, you're going to have to go back to this situation almost with your tail between your legs. You're going to have to bite your pride in order to get back some of the respect that you might have lost from this situation, whatever the situation is. It's like you've shown, people have seen the side of you that you otherwise didn't want them to see, or would have protected them from seeing. It's like there's been some massive blowout. There's been some major blowout. And you've not presented yourself professionally, or you've just not presented yourself in a way that is true to your character. Like you've snapped over something, like someone's been bugging you and you've snapped it, or some situation's been bugging you and you snapped it. manifested, and now you have to fix it. Okay, some of you, shit. Oof. I feel like some of you, this is relating to manifesting. If you're somebody that's been doing the work for manifesting and it's like you're getting fed up with there being no outcome, it's like you're putting in all the work that you need to do or that you think you need to do. You're going about this practice in a particular way. It's like you've read all the books, you've watched all the videos, you're doing what you think needs to be done and you're not getting back. For others, it's just like you're living in that reality. It's like you're sitting around. You want change in your life, you want change in your career, you want change in your family, in your love life, and you're not doing, you're not acting. You are sitting around. It's like you can't sit on the couch all day long and then expect your whole world to change. You need to make the changes yourself. You need to begin the process of putting yourself out there and actively doing what needs to be done in order to have these, what it is that you want in your life to come back to you. Like you're stagnant, you're just unhappy about a situation, unhappy about where your life is. You think that what you've got now is it. That's it. This is mine. This is it. And that's not the case. It's just you're sitting back. You're waiting for the change to happen rather than going out and seeking the change that you want. Yeah, for some of you, I just feel that this energy is stuck with you and you almost don't even know what to do in order to come out of it. Like, yeah, sure, I want to change, but the reason I'm sitting around all day is because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to go about the change. I feel that in this situation, there's going to be I feel that in this situation, it's important to go within. It's important to listen intuitively. If you keep thinking, oh, maybe I should join the gym, or maybe I should just start walking the lake, or maybe I should just do this, or maybe and it sort of pops up frequently, go with it, do it. Even if it's like, take it in baby steps. Nobody needs to do anything in leaps and bounds. But it's like you can't expect to have what it is that you want in your life to come to you by waiting around for it, by just sitting around for it. It doesn't work like that. You do need to put yourself out there. You do need to be vulnerable. You do need to welcome the change by embracing the change yourself. I feel for some of you, you're going to be doing some real shadow work in April, really toying with past emotions, past grievances, past energies. I feel like for some of you, this is a situation that relates back to your childhood and you've harbored this forever. And I feel like you're starting to become aware of the fact that this is why I keep making these same mistakes. This is why I keep reacting to these situations in this particular way, because of whatever this situation is. I feel that for some of you, this is in your 12th house, so we are relating to spirituality here. I feel that you are going to be using those spiritual tools towards how to overcome this trauma, this past trauma, working with your guides, working with spirit, working with intention, meditation, you know, going into a meditative state and asking the hard questions, you know, why do I do this? Why is this happening? You know, whatever it is, I feel that you've already begun the process of awareness, of being aware that this is something that's holding you back. And I do feel that you're aware of how to go about understanding it moving forward, but I feel that there's a reluctance, there is a hesitation. Perhaps you're scared of the confrontation, the reality of accepting that this is your past, that this is your past reality. Some of you are going to have to smudge in April. I feel that there might be just some energies in the home. I feel that you're aware of this, and yeah, there's just a call for you guys for some of you guys to smudge. Everybody smudge in April. Go for it. Yeah, definitely with the shadow work in this past situation, you're definitely holding on to some form of guilt. I feel that some of you are putting on a bit of an act. I feel that there is a side of you that not many people are aware of, and you're battling with this demon in silence. You are very capable of presenting yourself in a particular way so that the wool is pulled over the eyes of those that you don't want to know the truth. And I feel that April, you're going to begin the work for resolution. You want to fix this. I feel that people have tried to help you in the past and it hasn't worked out. I feel that this situation, whatever it is, this dark secret that you've got, I feel that this is tied to family. I feel that for some of you, this is deep rooted in family history. It's like this person did this, this person did this, this person did this, and there's that pressure of not being another statistic. But I do feel that in April you do begin the steps, you do begin the process. I'm seeing steps or hearing steps, like whether this is a step-by-step program that you take part in. But this has been an ongoing issue that perhaps has caused you isolation from family. Perhaps this has caused you separation from friends. And moving forward, yeah, I feel that this has removed you from doing what it is that you love to do, the joy that you get from your creative endeavors, your work environment. I feel that there's multiple facets of your life that is affected by this particular shadow, this particular situation. And moving forward in April, you know what needs to be done in terms of reconciliation within yourself, and then reconciliation with those in your immediate community. For some of you, there's going to be, you're going to be working creatively, but it's a spiritual creation. I don't know whether it, like meditative painting is a thing, or it's like you meditate and then you draw, or you meditate and then you paint. I don't know whether that's even a thing, but for some of you it's a thing, and it's going to be picking up in April. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I think that's everything that we're going to get through. That's all that's coming through here. I hope that these messages resonated for you. If they did, do let me know. If you would like a private reading with me, again, let me know. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. That's pretty much it. Okay guys, thank you. I hope you have a great month.